Redmi Note 14 5G. This is another latest na variant ni Redmi Note 14 series. And well, actually, sabay sila lumabas ng kanilang 4G na kapatid. Now, this one's being powered by the MediaTek Dimensity 7025 Ultra, 108 MP na AI camera meron niya, 45 watts ang kanilang charging brick na may 5,110 mAh ang kanilang capacity, and meron din siyang IP64 rating. More details after this quick intro. Now, itong Redmi Note 14 5G na may 8 gigs of RAM and 256 GB of storage is priced currently at 13,999. And ang kanyang higher variant na 12 gigs of RAM and 512 gigs of storage is priced at 16,999. More details on the description box below. Now, nung nahawakan ko tong phone na ito, I felt na medyo mas okay ang kanyang texture compared sa kanyang 4G na counterpart. Mas curvier ang kanyang kanto. Wala siyang kanto, no? So, medyo curve ang kanyang likod. Though the camera bump looked exactly the same. And another thing is that mas magaan siya. Nasa 190 grams versus nasa 197 grams ang kanyang 4G counterpart. Now, what I like dito sa kanya is matte finish ang kanyang frames, na plastic frames. And of course, matte finish din ang kanyang plastic back. So, definitely, hindi siya kapitin ng mga fingerprints. Okay naman kanyang display dito except that medyo makapal lang konti ang kanyang chin. Overall design, for me, is not bad. Now, itong phone na ito is being powered by the MediaTek Dimensity 7025 Ultra. Probably this is the first one na nag-debut na itong chip na ito. I have yet to hear na may ibang brands na naglabas na itong chip na ito. But so far, as far as I'm concerned, ito pa lang ang meron. Si Redmi Note 14 5G. And nung sinaalan ko siya sa Antutu benchmark, 477,000 points ang binigay sa atin. And ito ang kanyang breakdown score. So more or less, hindi nagkakalayo sa benchmark ng Snapdragon 6 Gen 1. Now, nung sinasalang natin sa Wildlife Extreme, hindi na kaya tumakbo dahil hindi na support ang mga Vulkan na features. So nagsettle na lang tayo sa Slingshot Extreme and this is what I got. Ito ang benchmark score na nakuha natin dito sa CPU benchmarking sa Geekbench. And ito ang kanyang GPU benchmarking. Meron kasing score na nag-fail kaya mababa nga ng score. Now, if you want to check yung kanyang thermals, I would say not bad ang kanyang result. And it throttled to 86% ang kanyang best performance. Now, let's talk about battery. 5,110 mAh ang kanyang battery, which is, well, nothing really far from yung normal na industry standard of 5,000. Just a 100 mAh na upgrade is parang wala lang, no? Maybe siguro additional 5 to 10 minutes lang siguro ibibigay siya na itatagal ng phone mo. But for me, nevertheless, dinagdagan nila ng konti para medyo mas tumagal konti ang iyong phone. Now, alam naman natin, mga phone these days, medyo mas power hungry, so you need more battery. Kaya mga phone manufacturers these days are trying to put in more milliampere hours in yung phone, like 5,500, 6,000, 6,500, or 7,000 to let your phone last through the day without even hitting the power brick. Now, one thing na gusto ko rin dito sa kanya is that this one supports a 45 watts na Xiaomi Turbo Charge. So, meaning, charging from 0 to 100, based sa aking experience, it takes me around mga nasa 1 hour and 45 minutes to complete the full charging cycle. Eh kung tinatanong mo naman ako kaya magtagal ng one whole day, no problem, indeed. Basta wala ng heavy gaming and wala lang heavy na video conferencing. Ayan, for sure, ubos ang battery mo, half day pa lang. Now, pag tinitingnan naman natin ang display, I would say pretty decent ang display. This one has a 6.67-inch na FHD Plus na flat AMOLED display. Meron din siyang 120Hz na screen refresh rate and meron din siyang maximum brightness na 2,100 nits. And of course, it's being protected by the Corning Gorilla Glass 5, giving you a certain level of scratch resistance against yung mga susi, mga coins sa loob ng iyong pocket. Eh, okay na okay siya. Pero I would still advise na lagyan mo ng tempered glass. Now, one of my favorite things to do on a smartphone is is definitely browse sa social media. Alam naman natin, no, popular apps like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. And by the way guys, no, tuluyan na ban si TikTok sa US. I'm not quite sure if you have friends or relatives in the US. Let me know in the comments kung talagang totally na ban, kasi I've been reading some articles that talagang na ban na talaga sila. And scrolling naman sa mga socials, like I told you, okay, smooth naman siya thanks to its 120Hz of screen refresh rate. And nakakuha rin naman tayo ng level 1 na Wi-Fi security level dito. So watching HD content dito is definitely pwede sa Netflix and on your other favorite online streaming apps. And if you're watching videos naman sa YouTube, expect a good, clear, and sharp na videos dito dahil sa kanyang magandang display panel. Now, one thing na gusto ko rin dito sa kanya is that andyan pa ang kanyang audio jack. And of course, meron din siyang loudspeaker dito na dalawa, 5 butas sa ilalim and 2 butas sa ibabaw. And gusto lang natin quickly i-try kung how decent is the sound. Here goes. And given na may volume boost siya, I think the sound is not bad. I would personally give it an above average na score. Now, naglaro naman tayo ng 2 games dito, Farlight 84 and Call of Duty Mobile. And sa Farlight 84, setting it at medium graphical settings na recommended niya, I was able to squeak out a really good game dito sa kanya. Playing almost 3 rank matches dito. And pansin ko sa kanya is that there are times na parang medyo konting delay sa kanyang touch response. Pero okay naman ang kanyang screen. Malinis, klarong-klaro naman screen niya. And what I like din dito sa kanya is yung kanyang sounds pretty decent din ang kanyang loudspeaker. Yung experience ko dito is that there are some minor frame drops along the way na hindi ko maiwasan. And there are times na may mafe-feel kang konting lags. Pero overall, the gameplay is not so bad. And pinakamainin na inabot na dito after 30 minutes of gameplay is around mga nasa 45 degrees Celsius. Now, sa Call of Duty Mobile, I would say na walang problema din sa game na ito. Setting it to all high settings, sa kainin nito sa phone na ito. It was able to give me a good gaming experience. Okay naman kanyang touch response. Very responsive naman siya. And what I like din dito sa kanya is okay ang kanyang sounds. And so far, smooth ang aking experience dito. Wala mo na-feel na kakaiba na frame drops dito. So far, wala akong na-feel. Eh, pinakamainin na na-achieve na dito is around 44 degrees Celsius. By the way, ang Redmi Note 14 5G, meron siyang 3 camera sensors dito. 108MP na main camera sensor with OIS, 8MP na ultra-wide lens, and a 2MP na macro lens. This one can shoot you up to 1080 and 30. Take note, 30 hindi 60. Probably it's a limitation itong chip na ito, which for me it's quite disappointing given nga ng price point. No? And of course, nga na front-facing camera is 20MP, which can also shoot you up to 1080p and 30 FPS. Now, tingnan natin some shots na nakuha natin sa Redmi Note 14 5G. And I would say na this is way better than the Redmi Note 14 4G. Now, looking at yung kanyang mga details, pag zoom in mo, it's way better than sa kanyang 4G counterpart. Now, taking a look at some of the other photos, nakuha natin, it's more focused, more sharper, and it gets better shots no, compared sa kanyang 4G counterpart. Now, honestly, pag tinignan mo itong dahon na ito, OA din ng kanyang pagka-saturate ito. Now, looking at details dito sa photo na ito, you get sharper photos dito sa Note 14 5G. And probably this is one of my favorite photos na nakuha ko. Pag zoomin mo itong photo na ito, sa Note 14 4G, sobrang blurred na siya na pag zoomin mo. And ito, okay pa rin siya. Sharp pa rin. Makita mo pa rin mga details. Now, if you're getting some photos naman from the indoor low light, this is probably one of my favorite shot na nakuha ko na. Very simple. Ang ganda ka ng subject separation from the background. And yeah, simply perfect lang itong shot na ito. And if you're trying to take some other photos, this is a good shot din na nakuha natin. Probably this is another good shot na makita mo yung kanyang ganda na separation ng subject sa ng kanyang background. And this is another very casual shot na makita mo na yung ganda ng performance ng kanyang camera. Now, tinry ko rin naman ng kanyang ultra-wide lens. This is a ultra-wide shot, normal. And this is a 3x zoom shot. Now, after 3x zooming, clear na clear pa rin ang menu board. And we're trying to take some beam shot. Okay, I would say na clear pa rin kahit i-zoom in mo siya. Not so bad ang shot na ito. And this is another good shot na kuha from the Redmi Note 14 5G. Now, using the front-facing camera on outdoor, malinaw siya, no? This is a way better shot na nakuha natin as compared dun sa kanyang 4G counterpart. I would say not so bad ang performance ng front-facing camera. Getting all the details sa aking mukha and quite sharp din kanyang color reproduction dito sa front-facing camera on the outdoor. And looking at the indoor, not so bad
din as long as maganda ka ng lighting, you'll be able to get some pretty nice, decent snap dito sa kanang front-facing camera kahit indoor. Medyo soft lang siya pag medyo mahina ang ilaw. This is another good shot na nakuha natin. Now, looking at the front-facing camera, maganda, quite sharp naman ang kanyang video. A little bit shaky, pero hindi naman gara pa lang kanyang shake. And I love the color reproduction na kanyang front-facing camera. Now, using the rear camera, well, pretty decent siya. Quite stable, using just my bare hand. And not so bad din ang kanyang color reproduction. And so far, so good.
So guys, ano masasabi ko dito sa Redmi Note 14 5G? So honestly, pricing at 13,999 sa kanyang lowest variant na 8256, I feel na at this price point, you can get something better sa ibang brands. And given na yung kanyang limitation ng kanyang camera, can only shoot you up to 1080p and 30 FPS kanyang rear camera, medyo disappointing. I was hoping na sana at least man lang at this price point can get you a 4K and 30, but instead, I got a 1080p and 30 FPS. Though the video resolution is not so bad, pero syempre as a content creator, shooting at 1080p and 30 at a present timeline na 2025, medyo wala ka na talaga sa liga. And ang kanang front-facing camera can only shoot you up to 1080p and 30 FPS, which is also another disappointment para sa akin. Overall, kind of form factor is good. I love itong phone na ito, yung feels niya, and being able to take some really nice snaps dito versus kind of 4G na counterpart, and definitely it's a good choice. But yun nga lang, sobrang sacrifice yung video recording performance at just 1080p and 30 FPS. So guys, kayo, bibilin nyo nga ba to? Redmi Note 14 5G? Let me know in the comments. Kung gusto nyo malaman kung saan nyo pwede mabili to, I'll post the link on the description box below. And if you like this video, don't forget to share it to your friends. And a quick sub to this channel is definitely awesome. I'll see you in my next video. And so, ako para si Richmond, and you're watching Gadget Sidekick. Like and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. For one of my latest uploads, click the dito. And for one of my popular uploads, click here.